Welcome to the City of Singles with your host, Chelsea Beller. Keep listening. Welcome to the City of Singles with your host, Chelsea Beller. I'm here with Jeff from Gordon Biersch. I don't know your last name.
Hull, H-A-L-L, Jeff
Hull. You have the most American name. I love it.
The whitest name possible.
That's great.
Yeah, I always have to spell it out for people because a lot of people think it's H-A-U-L.
Oh, like Holloway.
Jeff Hull. Yeah, no, it's even less boring. H-A-L-L, yeah.
Well, Jeff and I met at his place of work, Gordon Biersch, a couple of weeks ago, and we were talking about dating, and I was like, "You have to be on my podcast."
Well, actually, so you were talking about dating, and I was just listening in.
You were,
yeah, just waiting for my moment to chime in, and then I did,
and then you did, and it was great, and I'm so grateful. Oh, well, I'm so glad you're here.
Thank you. Yeah, me too.
This is awesome.
Yeah.
So I guess we'll just dive right in. Where are you from? Are you from LA? Are you from elsewhere?
I am originally from Montana, but I mean, I've lived here we're going on almost 17 years. It'll be 17 years this summer.
Okay.
So, I mean, I'm an LA person now.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah, I don't think
at that point,
Yeah, I'm not at all acclimated for cold weather anymore.
Yeah.
So, yeah, like the warmest thing I own is a hoodie.
Yep. Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah. So I think that makes me mostly LA at this point.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
I think the warmest thing I own is this crop sweater.
Right.
It's like, yeah, this will keep me warm.
The top half of my body is really warm.
Yeah, so warm. I can handle anything. I can handle snow right now. So you've been in LA for 17 years, and have you been dating in LA for that long?
I do intermittent dating.
Good stuff.
So I'll go through phases where I am actively searching for dates, going on dates.
Yeah.
Then I go through periods where I hate everyone and everything and don't go on any dates.
Yes.
And then I have had 2 periods of being in an actual relationship.
Okay.
And those were spread out by about 12 years.
Wow.
Each.
Okay.
So, yeah. I mean, not the relationships were not 12 years long.
Right,
the relationships were like 2.5 years long, but there was a 12-year gap between the two of them.
How'd you experience dating in Montana?
It's interesting and difficult. And immediately upon graduating from college, I moved to Los Angeles.
Wow, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just because,
Did you experience any difference in dating between here and there?
I think the biggest difference is just choice.
Sure.
Because when I was in Montana and I was in college, I kind of was the only gay person that I even knew. And I came out before I even had any gay friends or met anybody really.
Yeah.
And then the one hot gay guy in my college basically and I met, and so then we obviously had to start dating each other.
Well, sure.
Yeah.
You're the only two in existence at that point.
Exactly, pretty much, yeah. So the two of us got together and we dated for about 3 years, and a little over 2 years of that was actually in Montana while we were both still in school.
Got it.
And then he and I both graduated at the same time, and so immediately upon graduation, we moved to Los Angeles, and then within...
Oh, you both did?
Mm-hmm, we moved out here together.
Wow.
And within 6 months of that, that obviously just imploded almost immediately.
Wow, yeah.
And he was originally from Rochester, New York. So he moved back home. I was on the lease for the apartment. And so I just kind of got stuck out here, and that was almost 17 years ago.
Oh my God.
So I don't know. I guess something stuck.
Yeah. Well, you obviously stayed for a reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I do love it out here.
Yeah. Were you a bit overwhelmed at all when you were officially single out here?
Looking back on it, I think it was kind of overwhelming just because I was out here by myself and I literally didn't know anybody.
Right, yeah.
And so, I had made a couple friends and stuff just, naturally through, work and things like that and going out. But essentially I was out here by myself. So it was kind of scary and overwhelming. And, I had like $11 and didn't know what to do. And
we've all been there.
Yeah, and I was like working at a talent agency and I was working full time, and the amount of money that I made was literally like $50 more than what my rent was every month.
Yep.
So it was just like, just like struggle and side hustles and, doing all of this bullshit that you do.
Yeah.
And I after we had broken up, we still kept in contact.
Sure, yeah.
But, I was just like so hurt and just felt so alone that I didn't want to date anybody, and I didn't until like 5 years ago. So I was single pretty much that whole time.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's understandable after all that.
Yeah,
but
you get ruined a little bit out here sometimes.
You do. Yeah. It's a bit of a ruiner. But at least you're here and you stayed and you didn't turn back home.
No.
I think that's really admirable.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people just go back.
Right.
After, not being as successful, whatever they want to be.
Right.
In like 6 months.
Like, I can't do it.
I can't do it.
Yeah. And then just leave.
Yeah.
I mean, I know a lot of people that do that, but I think just for me, I am one of those people that it's like, if I make a decision, even if it's the wrong one, I will stick with it. I will burn it into the ground. Like it is staying and it is happening.
Good.
So.
Yes. I love that. Did you come out here for acting or modeling or any of those reasons?
No.
Just
I don't even really know why I came out here. Well, I came out here because my boyfriend was an actor.
Oh, okay.
And so he wanted to come out here. Yeah. I'm a photographer by schooling and trade, and so
got it.
I was just like, oh, cool. Well, I can, get jobs out here doing headshots or shooting, for like working for a magazine or something like that. So that was kind of my reason to come out as well.
Right.
Yeah.
And are you doing that or?
I am. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I do headshots.
Okay.
And the thing that I've always wanted to do that I'm trying to get more and more into, because headshots are pretty easy out here, obviously.
Yeah.
But I really want to get into pet portraits.
Oh.
Because people in California, and Los Angeles especially, just spend stupid amounts of money on their dogs.
Stupid. So stupid.
Dumb.
Yes.
And I mean, I have shot headshots for dogs basically is what they are.
Yeah.
For people, and they're just like, oh, here's like $400, and it's like an hour of my day.
Wow.
And there's a lot of editing and stuff that's involved too.
Yeah.
But I'm like, yes, please pay me to play with your dog for an hour. Can
oh my
I do
God,
that?
can I have that job?
Right?
That's amazing.
So this is the clientele and the business that I'm like currently trying to build more. But oh my God, that's all I want to do.
I love that. That's a great niche that like fits so perfectly with LA.
And I kind of have like just sort of an interesting backstory, because I originally moved out to Los Angeles, for the boy, but for photography and things like that. I did work at a fashion magazine for a little over a year and things like that. So I had done a couple things, but then I sort of quit / got fired from the magazine.
Oh.
It's up for debate.
Sure.
But
depending who you talk to.
Exactly. And when you talk to me, it was like, I angrily quit.
Sure.
But they also told me that I only had 2 weeks left to work, so I quit. But so I had quit there, and then I was working at the bar that I currently work at now.
Yeah.
And at the time, I was also volunteering at a wildlife rehab facility in Malibu.
Oh.
And I've always been into just animals and wildlife and stuff like that my whole life. And so that was just a natural thing that I did.
Totally.
And right after I quit / got fired at the magazine, the director of the wildlife center was like, hey, we know that you're kind of not working right now, and we have a part-time position open to help go rescue marine mammals off of the beach.
Oh my God.
And I was like, I'm already doing this for free because I was a volunteer there. I was like, yes, please let me do this. So I worked there for about 10 years.
Wow. Oh
and I started out, just as like a part-time, kind of like marine mammal rescue coordinator person who would just go out on the beach and coordinate the transport of the animal from our beaches to whatever rehab facility needed to go to.
Oh my gosh.
And then over the course of the years, we got bigger and more donations and more funding and stuff like that. And I kind of moved my way up the ladder. Yeah. And at the end, I was the the Marine Mammal Rehabilitation Program Director.
Wow.
With zero experience in like marine biology or anything. And so it was so funny because
great.
you know, I managed our internship program.
Yeah.
And there would be interns who would come in who are like working on their master's degree, you know, studying like the, you know, the birthing patterns of northern right whales and things like that. And they're like, so where did you go to school? And I was like, I have an art degree from Montana State. So on paper, on paper, you're wildly more qualified for my job than I am.
Yeah.
But it's like, you know, I had just been doing it so long and, you know, I taught myself how to write federal grants and things like that. So I was getting us money.
Yeah, that's amazing.
And then I got us a huge grant and we built a rehab facility in Malibu.
Oh my God.
And it's still going to this day.
That's amazing.
Yeah. And so I had worked there for a number of years and then ended up quitting just about 2 years ago because, you know, even though I loved doing it and it was amazing and really fulfilling and stuff like that, I mean, I moved out here for photography.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's why I'm a bartender now.
Yeah.
And
you're right on the path.
I'm just going straight down that road. But, you know, I think having that story of, you know, like wildlife and all of that history of working with animals just kind of makes it interesting for doing things like pet portraits and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And every time somebody finds out that that's sort of my background, they're like, oh my God, that's so awesome. And they always think it's cool. So
it's
I'm just
incredible.
Trying to build a little bit more off of that to, you know, make it an actual career.
I think that's amazing.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like, how many people can say that they moved from like a volunteer position to a director position in something they didn't even study in? Like, that's incredible.
Yeah, it was pretty incredible.
Wow.
Yeah. And I got to play with baby sea lions all day long.
Oh, my heart.
Yeah.
Did you
Most of the really
faces
cool
off?
scars,
So
most of the really cool scars on my arms are from sea lions, and so you know I have this one right here. I wish you out in Radioland could hear it, but I have this one right here, and I mean that's the one that's like always the most visible.
Yeah.
Especially when I get tan, it becomes more visible. I was like, oh God, what happened to your arm? And I'm
How
like,
long ago was that one?
Oh, this was like when I very first started there because I didn't know what I was doing.
Sure.
So, you know, sea lion, of course, immediately bites me.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, so it's probably like 10 years old at least.
Yeah, he sought you out. He saw the fear.
Yeah, and I mean, I just still loved that little thing.
Oh, of course.
Yeah, they're great, but they are very vicious. And just for everyone listening, it is federal law to keep your distance from them, even though they're adorable. I see all these videos of people going up right next to sea lions and elephant seals doing selfies and stuff. That is
Can't do that.
so dangerous.
Oh, it's so dangerous.
And so illegal. Just let them be, you know, zoom in on them, let them relax. Because if they're standing up and looking at you, they're actually releasing stress hormones, and it can make them sick after a while if it continues to happen. So just that's my little, you know, 2 cents right there.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, yeah, that's scary. Please don't go all the way up to an elephant seal. That sounds terrifying.
God, they're so cute.
I know. Right. Dating. That's what we were talking about.
No, that is what we're talking about. All right.
My next question is, do you prefer when you are back on the dating train, do you prefer online or in person?
Let's see. So I have done both. And actually, the 2 relationships that I have ended up being in my life were both in real life.
Okay.
Like in real life
IRL.
chance encounters that turned into
meet
something
cutes.
else. Yeah.
Love a good meet cute.
And I was just like, oh, you cute. Yeah. Both of them were like that. And I've done a lot of online dating too. I did Match.com for a while, and I was very diligent about it, and you know, like kept notes and went out on dates with people and responded to everybody. And
that's great.
5 months, like on Match.com, they send you an email every day with like, here's 10 people that we think you might be interested in, but here's the one person that has like a 93% like match with you or whatever, based on all the questions you asked. And after I had gone through probably every single person on Match.com. I got an email from them one morning, and they were just like, here's 10 people for you to look at, and here's one person that is a 99% match with you.
Oh my gosh.
Loves animals, loves the beach, lives in Los Angeles, and it was literally my own profile. And I am not, people think I am making this up.
What?
They emailed me myself.
What? What?
And I was like, well, obviously you're just telling me that you're going to be alone for forever. So here you go, sir, because we've sent you everyone we possibly can. You're only going to be happy with yourself, apparently. And I don't feel like I'm that picky, to be honest.
Right. Oh my God, that's so funny.
Oh God, it was so good. So I screen capped that and sent it out to everybody. I emailed them back and I'm like, you have got to be kidding me. I want my money back. Like, this is ridiculous.
That's so stupid.
There isn't some sort of AI algorithm that can figure that out.
Right. Like, that's got to be like the main one. Like, don't match with yourself.
Don't send them their own profile. God, it was so good though.
Wow.
Oh, I will never forget that.
You're like reading through the profile, like, oh yeah, that looks great.
This guy sounds fantastic.
He's awesome. I love him.
I'm already in love. Oh, never mind.
You're right. I am in love with myself. Great.
Yeah.
Well, do you have a preference between online or?
I honestly think, at least dating in the gay community, if it's online, it's hookups.
Yeah.
Like, in my experience, it's never turned into anything more.
Got it.
You know, even if you, like, try to, it doesn't ever seem to be anything more than that. Huh. You know, but maybe I should stop using Grindr so much. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually not on Grindr, and I'm serious. I am not on Grindr. I am on Scruff.
Scruff? I haven't heard of Scruff.
So Scruff is sort of like a little more age appropriate for me.
Okay.
Grindr is kind of like young Twinkie boys, like more party animals, more West Hollywood. I love partying. I love West Hollywood, having fun and, you know, going out, whatever. But I'm like, you know, I'm 40. Like, I'm not going out every weekend. I'm not hanging out with like the young kids. So Scruff is just like a little more age appropriate for me. There's people who are like actually in their 30s on it. Oh. So, but it's kind of the same idea, you know, it's basically just Grindr, but just more age appropriate. Oh. Yeah. And then there's a new one now too. It's called Chappie.
Chappie.
Yeah.
All right.
And Chappie, I think I heard somebody say that it was by Tinder or Bumble, one of those, because it's the same like swipe right, swipe left type thing. And so you just kind of go through and just, you know, swipe left most of the time and then swipe right if you like somebody.
Right.
And Chappie's another one too. I've never met anyone off of Chappie, but it just seems a little more legitimate than some of the other ones that are more just geared towards hooking up.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What ones are you on right now?
Chappie and Scruff.
Those two?
Those two, yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you have any dates lined up in the future? Or are you talking to anyone?
No, not really. Yeah. So I am, full disclosure, going on a cruise.
Right.
So I'm going on a cruise. And I try not to get myself romantically involved before I go on a cruise because I'm sort of a whore. and it's a gay cruise. It's not just like I'm going on a, you know, like the Carnival Sensation with 10,000 children. Like everybody is 21 or older. It's basically just a party for an entire week with themes and costumes and
oh my God,
like, you know, just comedy acts and dancing, and
that sounds so fun. I want to do that.
The best. Like, I freaking love it. It's pretty awesome. So I leave tomorrow, and then the cruise starts this weekend, and I'm doing that. I typically, like, if I'm dating somebody, they're gonna go on the cruise with me, just because. I don't know if I would trust somebody to go on a gay cruise. Yeah. And I wasn't there. Right. And I've gone on cruises before with a significant other. Yeah. And we have the best time. Oh, yeah. And I'm a very loyal and faithful person if I'm with somebody. Yeah. But if I'm not, I'm going to have fun.
Oh, yeah, you should.
Sow those oats, you know?
Yeah, sow the oats.
Have a good time.
Oh, that sounds great.
Yeah, so it is good. But unfortunately, I am sort of talking to somebody a little bit right now. And so we did have a discussion about it because, you know, we've only been kind of hanging out for like less than a month.
Okay.
You know, and I
Yeah.
just kind of told him, I was like, this is sort of what it is, and I'm probably going to do somebody on the boat. And he's like, I understand, you know, this was already planned before
Right.
you, like, left.
Yeah.
So, or before we started dating, I mean, and you're going to leave, and it's already paid for, what are you going to do?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's great that he's so understanding.
Yeah, I mean, it's still new, and, you know, we haven't said anything, like,
Right.
we're not actually dating, we're just
Yeah.
sort of hanging out once in a while.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
You know, and I mean, we're both adults, and I
Yeah.
think you just kind of have to be realistic about it. And
Oh,
honest.
100%.
Yeah.
As long as you keep it open, you keep the, you know, communication waves going, then, yeah, it should be fine.
But I am sort of going to miss him.
Oh,
I know.
that's cute.
Yeah, he's really cute.
Oh, I love it.
But when I talked to you, none of that was going on at all.
Really?
Yeah, when I met
Oh.
you, it was not even an inkling in the back of my mind.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yeah, so that has all happened
Wow.
since I
Yeah.
last spoke with you.
Whenever that was.
Yeah.
Wow. How cool. Yeah. What are your go-to questions when you're on, like, a first date?
Well, I mean, I always want to know, you know, I mean, you go through the normal things like,
Sure.
where are you from? If
What's
you,
your job?
Yeah, if
Yeah.
you don't already know, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
I always like to ask people just, like, kind of stupid off-the-wall questions, like if there's a pause in conversation for a second, like an angel flies over and you both just don't say anything. And you're just like, what's your favorite marine mammal? Because, I mean, it's just something it's a topic that I know a lot about.
Right, yeah.
And so, you know, I can keep that conversation going for a long time. And then they're
Of
just
course.
like, oh, marine mammal, I don't know. Dolphin? And you're like, no, I'm going to need more specifics. Do you want it like a Pacific white-sided dolphin, a striped dolphin, a spinner dolphin, a common bottlenose dolphin, a long-beak common dolphin? Like, what kind of dolphin are we
Here,
talking
let me
about?
pull up some pictures.
Yeah.
You just tell me which one.
I'm just going to keep swiping left and then you swipe right.
Yeah.
Swipe right on your favorite marine mammal.
Oh, I love that. That's so great.
I just like animals, and
Yeah.
you know, anybody who doesn't, I immediately don't trust.
Oh, yeah.
If you're not a dog person, you're obviously crazy.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you may not have a specific favorite species of marine mammal, but
Sure.
just go through a few of them, like, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know something.
Yeah.
You've been in the ocean.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right.
You're from LA. You've been in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So I like to know, you know, things like that. You know, I never ask questions like, oh, what's your favorite book or anything like that, just because, yeah, I don't know. That never has been something that I ever ask on a date. But I do like to find out where people like to go in Los Angeles too.
Ooh, yeah.
Just because, you know, I mean, I don't go out too often, and
Sure.
I definitely don't eat out very often because I
Yeah.
just like cooking and things like that.
Yeah, same.
So it's kind of fun to find out where other people like to eat.
Yeah.
You know? And
That's a
just,
great question. What about for you when you go out? What is your favorite spot to eat at?
I do like in Burbank, Tony's Darts Away.
Okay. Yeah.
Have you
I've
been
been
there?
Yeah.
It's like vegan bar food.
Yes.
And I'm vegetarian, I'm not vegan. But I mean, if you get some good vegan food,
Yeah.
I am 100% behind that.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. So that place is one of my favorites. I love Mexican food.
Ooh, me too.
Yeah. So have you ever been to Gracias Madre?
No. But people have told me about it, and I desperately need to go.
Oh, and that's another vegan place too.
Is it?
It's just dumb. It's so good.
Dumb.
Yeah. And then I live in like the NoHo Arts District. And
Oh, so you're close by.
Yeah, I'm really
Okay.
close. Yeah.
Yeah, we
And
talked about
there's a few places that are kind of cool just right around in there that
Yeah.
I'll always take people to. And there's
Yeah,
like
yeah.
one of those places that does the ice cream where they like roll it up.
Oh, yes. I pass by that all the time.
It's so
It's
good.
so good?
Yes.
Oh, I have to try it.
Yeah, it's so good. And then right down the street from there is a place where they make ice cream sandwiches for you.
Ooh,
And
yes.
you get to like choose 2 different cookies and then the
Right,
ice
yeah,
cream.
yeah.
And then they like roll it in things like, you know, Captain Crunch or something like that.
Yes.
It's really good.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then another place that I go to a lot, or I'll take a date to every once in a while, is Lotus Vegan, which is right down the street from my house too. So it's kind of a cute place to like, from my house, walk to, and then go walk up the street a little ways and get like one of those chill roll ice cream roll up places, sandwiches.
That's cute.
And then walk back to my house and yeah.
Yeah, and you know.
And
we just eat the food. That's all we do.
That's all we do.
Yeah. Sit and watch Judge Judy. You know.
I do make anybody that I take home, though, I always make them watch RuPaul's Drag Race. Oh, that is something else that I'll talk about on a date.
Nice.
If you don't like RuPaul's Drag Race...
We can't be friends.
We can't be friends. Like, nothing will ever happen. Or if we are, then I'm going to just annoy the shit out of you because... I'm going to talk about it all the time.
Yeah.
And make you watch it even if you don't like it.
Yes. Duh. Of course. Love it.
Yeah.
Yes. I didn't have a podcast episode last week, so on my Instagram, I was asking just to the general public these next few questions.
Oh, okay. Fun.
The most embarrassing date is the first one. What's the most embarrassing date you've been on?
Most embarrassing date... Let's see. Well, there was a date that I went on where, I mean, I was very obviously, is it catfished?
Oh, uh-huh.
It was a catfish.
Really?
Like, it was somebody that I had been talking to online.
Uh-huh.
And we had been talking for a little while, and I had gotten a few pictures that were just, like, on the profile or whatever.
Yeah.
And he seemed really nice, talked on the phone a couple times, and then went out to, I think we met at, like, 3rd Street Promenade or something like that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, now, granted, he was a very nice gentleman, but grossly misrepresented himself in his photos. Like, they were from... I honestly don't even think it was the same person.
Wow.
Because the person that I went out on a date with was much older than me and nearly obese.
Oh.
Yeah. And it's like, I mean, I can be friends with anybody, but when you're out on a date and people just know that and, you know, he's like trying to like hold you and like do stuff, I was so uncomfortable the whole time. Just uncomfortable.
You didn't ask him like, hey.
Well, because when we met, I remember him walking towards me and being like, oh, that's not him. Because it just didn't even cross my mind that it was him. And then he came straight up to me and was like, oh, hey, Jeff. And I was like, really? Oh. Like, I mean, I can't imagine what my face looked like when he said that.
Oh, yeah. There's no way you can hide it.
Yeah. It was just, it wasn't embarrassing. It was just uncomfortable.
Ugh, yeah.
You know, and I just wanted to get out of there as soon as possible.
Did you?
Well, I mean, we did the whole dinner thing, had a couple drinks, and sat and talked. And like I said, he was nice, but just like tried to like strong arm everything and like make something happen.
Yeah,
you know, and it's
that.
like you can't just sit on the same side of a booth with me and put your arm around me and then expect it to like turn into something more.
Right.
Yeah.
You can't force these things.
Yeah.
Which is exactly what catfishers do.
Yeah.
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 Oh.
And I'm definitely one of those like love at first sight people. I mean, I know within 0.2 seconds. I just know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, totally. What was the worst date, if not that one? What's the worst date?
Oh, no, I got one of those.
Yes.
So the worst date I've ever been on was, once again, 3rd Street Promenade. Maybe I just need to, like...
Avoid.
Yeah, not go there. But there was a guy that I went out with, and I think that he might have actually been one that I met off of Match when we were doing that. And so, once again, you know, we had already spoken a few times and emailed back and forth and talked on the phone a couple times and then decided to meet. And he was really cute and, you know, super nice and stuff like that. But, like, he kept touching my face.
Oh.
Like, we would just be walking down the street and then he would just, like, place his hand on my cheek.
What? No, don't.
You know, it's like, this is the first time we've met in real life. Like,
yeah.
I would never feel free enough to just start reaching over and touching someone's face.
Oh yeah, that's so intimate.
Yeah.
Like an arm.
Yeah,
or
you could like
something.
you know put your hand on my shoulder.
Yeah.
You know, like I'm even a hand holder. I'm fine with stuff like that. But we just met, dude.
Yeah.
And he like a couple times reached over and touched my face. We were sitting at dinner and we were at some little street side thing that had a tiny table, and so he would like just reach across to like grab my face, and I'm like, I would like pull back because, don't touch me.
Yeah.
And then, so I was driving him home because he lived kind of in the Santa Monica area and had taken like the bus or whatever to get to our date. Right. And so I was like, oh, I'll drive you home. And I remember an Adele song comes on the radio. And I wish I could remember what song it was. I'll have to look back at like what year this was. And I start singing along because it's my car and
it's Adele.
Love to sing along.
When Adele is on, we all participate.
Everybody's singing.
Everybody's singing.
So I'm driving, singing, and he reaches over, puts 2 fingers on my lips, and goes, no. Let Adele sing it.
No!
And I looked over and I was like, dude, you gotta stop touching my face. Like, this is not cool. And this is my car.
Yes.
I will sing Adele in my own damn car if I want to.
Of course.
So then I pull up in front of his place and he full on like leans in for the kiss.
Oh, no.
And I just leaned back and I was like, thank you. And I unlocked the doors. I was like, you can get out now. Yeah. That was probably one of the worst dates ever.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Just some general advice out there. Maybe wait until the 3rd or 4th date before you touch someone's face.
Yeah.
And it's actually weird that it's more acceptable to touch one person's face with your own face than it is with your hand. Yeah. I don't know where that line is.
I don't know either.
But I would much rather you touch your face with my face with your face than my face with your hand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, no. Mm-hmm. And then in the car, I hate that.
Don't shush someone.
Don't ever do that.
Don't ever. If you want to see me flip out, shush me or tell me to calm down when I'm already worked up about something.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my God. I'll go off.
God.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Just scorched earth. Everything is burning.
Everything
salt
is lava.
poured everywhere. Like... Yeah, do not
tell me to calm down.
Do not tell me to calm down.
Oh, I hate that guy.
Yeah, he was the worst. I don't remember his name.
Good.
Yeah.
He shouldn't be remembered. And what's the best date or your ideal date if you haven't had a best date yet?
Let's see. I have had some pretty good dates.
Yeah.
And one of them was a really cute, like, out of the blue, picked up, so he told me, keep the rest of your day free. So he picked me up and already had all the stuff in his car that I could possibly need. We went to the beach, had a picnic, rented one of those like tandem bike things.
Yeah.
Rode the bikes around. He had like a couple places that we were going to stop at and get like ice cream. And I mean, it was just like perfect and cute. I know. So that was a really good date. And it was so easy. And I mean, one of those things where a date doesn't have to cost $300 to be a good date. Yeah. It was a picnic at the beach, a $15 bike rental, and some ice cream.
Oh, I love that.
And it was just so romantic and perfect and nice. And I remember what ended the date too, because we ended at Santa Monica Pier, and there was some music performance or something like that going on.
Okay, yeah.
And it was just a perfect plan for like the whole day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really awesome.
That's lovely.
Yeah.
Well, I think
I'm definitely a beach person. So if you throw me on a beach date,
I can tell.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like all of your stories are like Santa Monica at the beach.
Yeah. I live in North Hollywood Arts District. Like, I don't know why.
You definitely don't belong here. You belong on the beach.
I really do.
Oh, God. Well, when you're a famous photographer, you'll end up on the beach.
There we go. Yeah. We'll just have a house over there and then one over here.
Yeah. And what is a crazy, weird, scary, or goofy dating story? If you haven't already told all the best stories that I've heard.
I do have one more that it could have turned scary because I got so mad that I was ready to murder this person.
I'm sad you didn't.
I was this close. And this was another first date scenario.
Okay.
And this was another online thing. I never have good online dates. Like, they always just end up in some weird way. The perfect beach date was a guy that I met out in West Hollywood one night.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was awesome. And we, obviously, like, aren't in love, but, still talk and hang out occasionally.
Oh, that's cute.
But, so this was, like, one of the worst dates ever, and I almost killed the guy. And we were at dinner at it was, like, the Counter or something like that. One of those burger places where they, like, give you a list.
Yes.
And you just sit there and you just check off everything that you want. And you can just make the biggest, craziest, whatever burger.
Yes.
So I'm sitting there. I love stuff like that.
Oh, me too.
So I'm sitting there and I'm just putting and I was getting a veggie burger. And so I'm just putting weird crap on it, like, avocados and tomatoes and, definitely heirloom tomatoes. And just, having fun with it and throwing whatever. Oh, sauerkraut? Okay. Not really, because you're on a date. You don't want to stink.
Oh, yeah.
So, I'm putting all this weird stuff on there. And he's just sitting there and he's like, hemming and hawing and can't decide what he wants. And the waiter, like, comes back, like, twice.
Oh.
And he's just like, I don't know. Like, it's so hard to decide. And I looked at him and I was like, dude, just, like, pick some stuff. It's not the end of the world,
Make your own.
Yeah. Like, he was almost looking at it, like, thinking about, like, well, these are my choices, and what's he gonna think about the choices that I make? And it's like, bro, I'm looking at you worse for not making choices. Just throw something on that damn patty, and let's get this going here.
Yeah.
And the waiter comes back for probably, like, the second or third time, and was kind of like, can we do this, please? Like, you guys are holding me up. And so finally I just looked at him, and I was just like, dude, just pick something. And so he handed the thing with 0 check marks on it and goes, I don't know what I want. Just pick me what your favorite burger is. And the waiter was just like, oh, okay, cool. And I had obviously made all my choices, and they were just sitting there and having a couple beers or whatever.
Okay.
And then our food comes out, and mine looks freaking amazing. I'm just like, oh, God, I can't wait to wrap my lips around this.
Yeah.
So I'm, like, eating, and his burger is just sitting in front of him, and he's just got this, like, stank face. And I take a couple bites, and I'm like, do you need something with that? Like, do you want more ketchup, or, what the hell do you need?
Right.
And he's just like, I don't like it.
Did he try it?
I think he had taken a bite.
Okay.
And I look at him, and I'm like, you don't get to complain because you didn't choose.
Yeah.
And he's like, but I really don't like it. I don't want to eat it. And I looked at him, and I was like, it doesn't matter. If you can't make a decision and somebody makes it for you, then you have to live with whatever decision they made. Yeah. They could have put sauerkraut and weird pickles and all this crap on there that you don't like, but you didn't tell them no.
Yeah.
So the waiter comes back a little while later. I'm probably already halfway through with mine because I'm just like, I got to get this over with. Like, we need to get done here. And he sent the burger back.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
No.
And so I looked at the waiter and I was like, we'll take the check and you can give it to me, and don't take that burger off. And he brought me the check, and I handed him my credit card, and I paid for the whole thing, and I just scarfed down the rest of my burger, and I was like, all right, dude, thank you, we're done here. And I just left.
Oh, good.
I just left him sitting there.
Oh, my God.
Because make a decision.
Yeah, how hard is it?
Oh,
you have so many options. And if you really can't decide, just pick, like, the most basic thing. Like, you don't have to go crazy.
A cheeseburger.
Yeah.
Done.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, my God. I was so mad. Wow. And if memory serves correctly, and, it probably doesn't, but I feel like he even chose that spot.
Oh, I think he probably did.
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just...
So, I mean, I could have almost gone to prison for murder, because I was sitting there across the table just like, damn, these, like, dull steak knives. Oh, the worst. Yeah, he was terrible.
God.
Yeah. So we don't speak anymore.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no.
Rightfully.
We were done.
God.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good lay, though. No, I'm just kidding.
Oh, my God. That would have been hilarious.
I mean, we still had sex.
I mean, After the burger, what else are you going to do?
Yeah, exactly.
I can't. Yeah, I can't deal with someone who can't decide. Like, be decisive. Make a decision. Especially when it comes to food.
Right. Do you know what you like?
Yeah. Have you lived before?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all Americans, and we all know what a cheeseburger is.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, then don't go to a place that only serves burgers.
Yeah. Also, I think they even have like salad and stuff.
I'm sure they do, yes.
Just eat a salad. Ugh.
I had the most delicious veggie burger of my life there, probably.
I bet you did.
Well, no, I've had a few good ones since then. Have you ever had the Impossible Burger?
No, I haven't.
Ooh.
Is it really that good?
So good.
Where
so
do
they
they
opened a
serve
Shake
it?
Shack.
Oh, yes!
It's like Lancashire, just a little bit south of Magnolia,
Okay.
which is about 3 blocks from my house.
Great.
Shake Shack, Impossible Burger,
Okay.
chocolate malted milkshake, and some fries.
Oh,
You're going to be the most happy person in the world.
that.
It's incredible. It's impossible how delicious it is. They were really creative with that name.
Are you their sponsor?
For distributing rights, please email me at.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Yeah, it is really, really good.
Wow.
And it's like just a literal shack. So there's just like seats outside. It's
cute.
I mean, the tiniest little place.
Yeah.
And freaking delicious and fun to take people to.
Yeah.
And it's just cute.
Ooh, I want to go there.
Yeah, you'll like it.
Yeah. I think the last time I went to a Shake Shack, I was in New York and I had like a cheese on bread, basically. Because I don't think they had the Impossible Burger, and I was like,
Probably not.
great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah. Well, they got some more options now.
Good.
Yeah.
Good. Thank God. And my last question, and I'll leave you off to your busy day. Do you have any deal breakers? Obviously, people who can't make decisions and people who touch your face.
Yeah, those would be definite 2 deal breakers.
Yeah.
Contrary to my stories, like I'm picking out like the worst of everything.
of course.
I am fairly forgiving and understanding, and I can roll with the punches and things like that. But I would have to say that the biggest deal breaker is somebody who can't decide. You can touch my face. If I am into you, you can touch my face. We'll allow it.
Yeah.
But if you can't make a choice or a decision just for very basic things, how do you get by in your own life?
Oh, yeah.
I don't understand. I just don't understand that. And maybe that just comes from my personality because, I'm the first person in a group of people to lay out some options.
Yep.
And then when you're with a group of 4 or more and everybody's like, oh, well, maybe we should do this. Well, maybe we should do this. And I'll just lay out, these are our options.
Yep.
Let's choose 2 of them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have 4 options in front of us. Choose 2.
Yeah.
And then everybody doesn't want to choose something because they don't want somebody else to get upset.
Of course.
So I'm always that person in our group that's like, all right, guys, here's what we're doing. We're going to go here first, and then we're going to get dessert here, and then we're going to go watch this movie.
Yeah.
Because they were all out on the table. Nobody wanted to decide.
Yeah, so I'm going to be the one in charge here.
Yes.
And just say, yep, this is what we're doing.
And 99% of the time, people are happy with whatever decision it is that you make.
Yeah.
They just need somebody to make that decision for them. And
Yeah.
it's one of my hugest pet peeves. Like, just somebody pick what you want to do. Because typically I don't care. I can usually just roll with the punches. The one thing I can't do is just sit there and listen to people debate about something for 15 minutes and then not make a decision on it.
Yeah.
So I'll make it. I'll be the one. I will die on that cross. I will make that decision for you.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you, Jesus.
You're welcome.
I feel like I'm that person as well.
Yeah.
Or I try to be at least. Because I can't sit there and watch the tennis ball go back and forth.
Right.
I want to do this. I want to do this. I
Right.
don't care.
I'm all for mediation and everybody getting
Yes.
their ideas out. That's
Yeah.
great. But once we've all run through that whole part of the conversation, move to the next part and start deciding
What's
on
the
stuff.
next step?
Yep.
Yeah. I get it. Well, cool. That's all the questions I have for you.
Great. Those are some fun stories.
I loved
Yeah.
all your stories. They were so great. I'm so excited to get responses about this episode.
Yes.
Yes. Well, have a great cruise.
I will. We should have a follow-up episode, and I'll tell you all about the cruise.
Yes. We should just do a cruise episode where you just
Yep.
tell me stories from specifically the cruises.
Well, my last boyfriend that I was with for over 2 years, I met him on a cruise.
Oh my God.
And it was just one of those romantic, literal romantic, love at first sight things. And, everybody has their ideas of what a gay cruise is. And they're just like, oh, well, obviously it was just an orgy at sea. And it kind of is like that.
Sure.
But, we were docked in Puerto Vallarta and I had gone zip lining that day. And so I was like a little bit tired, and it was dark, and we weren't leaving Puerto Vallarta until late, like at midnight or something. So we like watched the sunset, and then I was like, I'm kind of tired. I'm gonna go like lay in the hot tub for a little while, and then go back to the room and change clothes and get ready for the evening.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting in the hot tub, and I was just by myself because my friends were off doing something else. Just sitting
An
in the hot
orgy,
tub by myself.
probably.
They were probably at an orgy.
Yeah,
Let's be real. It's a gay cruise.
Yeah.
And we're stopped in Puerto Vallarta, and it's just nice out, and a little bit chilly, but the stars are out, and there's like steam rising up from the hot tub, and I looked straight across the hot tub, and the mists just part, and I just saw him sitting there, and I was like, and that one. Him right there.
Him.
That is the one.
That's
the
one.
lucky girl I'm going to marry. She's the one.
She's the one.
Most beautiful girl in the hot tub. So I kind of like, swim my way over, and right when I get there, he was talking to a guy, and the guy gets up out of the hot tub, and the guy that he was talking to was this like just giant beefy muscle daddy.
Oh my God.
And he gets out of the hot tub, and so the first thing I said to my soon-to-be boyfriend was, you need to tell your friend to go to the gym a little bit more. That was my like pickup line. But it worked.
Of course it did.
Yeah,
it's a great line.
And so we sat there and chit-chatted for a little while, and he told me what his room number was. And so I immediately went...
This is the important stuff.
Yes.
Yeah.
I immediately went to his room and knew that he wasn't going to be there because I'm like not always a whore. And I stuck one of my business cards under his door. And then the next day I found one of his business cards in my door. And we never saw each other for the rest of the cruise. The only time we actually spoke to each other was that like 5 or 10 minute interaction in the hot tub.
Wow.
But we had exchanged numbers, so we knew how to get in touch with each other in real life. And I literally spent the rest of the week looking for him because I was in love.
Yeah.
And then, so we got back from the cruise on a Sunday, and then on Monday, I called him, and I was just like, okay, so we're doing this. We're meeting up. Like, let's get together. And I think that Wednesday, we went out for our first date at Aroma Cafe in... Yeah.
I love Aroma.
I know. That was our first date spot, and it was really cute. Yeah, so we went there and just had dinner and coffee and stuff like that, and then we ended up dating for like 2.5 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute.
Yeah.
That's like a perfect meet cute.
I know. It was really cute. And we met on November 12th, 2013. So it was 11/12/13. So it was always really easy to remember our anniversary. Yeah. He never did, but I did.
Oh, well. Whatever.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cute. I love that.
Yeah. It was cute. I just always remember the hot tub scene. Like it should have just been in a movie.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Just mists part.
We have to put it in a movie.
Yeah. Just real time love at first sight.
Yes. Well, we'll definitely have to have a follow-up.
Okay.
This is going to be great.
Well, I will come back with some fun cruise stories.
So
Maybe we'll just do a cruise episode because oh God, I don't even know. I've probably been on, I'm going to say between 12 and 15 cruises.
Oh my God.
And 2 of them have been just regular, normal, straight cruises.
Got it.
And then
the rest.
10 to 13 or so of them are just crazy fun gay cruises. But they're awesome. And I've met so many people.
That's so cool.
Some of the closest friends that I have in Los Angeles are people that I've met on cruises.
Oh, wow.
You know, it's a different culture, and it's definitely not for everybody, but I freaking love it. I have so much fun every time.
That's so cool.
Yeah. This is my second one in 3 months.
Oh, I wish I could say that. Oh, well, this is great. Do you have an Instagram handle you'd like to plug? Or?
I do, yeah. So you can follow me in fun animal pictures and everything else at Jeffrey Leon Photography.
Nice.
Is my Instagram.
Perfect.
And Jeffrey Leon Photography on Facebook as well.
Perfect.
And jeffreyleon.com is my website, and you can see all my work there and my portfolio, and email me through that and everything too.
Great. And I'll make sure to tag you in all your stuff on my Instagram, which, if you don't know, is Bells Chels. And my website is chelseabeller.com. Which I'm revamping in the next month because I got my headshots done.
Ooh.
Yes.
Well, next time you need new headshots, talk to this guy.
Totally. Now I will. Now I have the connect.
Yeah.
Cool. Oh, so at the end of every episode, I have us clink our drinking glasses or whatever we have, and we say, to better dates.
to better dates.